You know that feeling, right? That constant nagging pressure that you need to be improving yourself? It's everywhere. It's this massive multi-billion-dollar industry, this cultural obsession, a nonstop list of things we're told we have to fix about ourselves. They tell you your mindset isn't right. You gotta optimize it. You're not being productive enough. You have to hack it. Your confidence? Way too low. You need to build it. And you definitely haven't achieved enough yet, so you have to chase it. It's just exhausting, isn't it? This whole endless cycle of self-improvement. It really makes you wonder, it begs this fundamental question: why are we trying so incredibly hard to fix something that might not even be broken in the first place? You know, the culture we live in basically treats each of us like we're a project that's never, ever finished. There's always some new flaw to discover, a new weakness you're supposed to eliminate. And buried underneath all this pressure is this quiet but really powerful idea that something about you, right now, is fundamentally wrong. But let's ask, where does this drive to fix ourselves even come from? I mean, think about it. When do we usually start down some self-help path? It's hardly ever out of just pure, simple curiosity. No, more often than not, it starts from a place of deep dissatisfaction with ourselves. And this leads us to a really crucial concept. A lot of the time, what we call self-improvement is actually just a socially acceptable way to reject ourselves. So instead of asking, hey, why am I so uncomfortable just being me? We're taught to ask, how can I be better? It's almost like we're trying to escape who we are, but we're doing it under the banner of personal growth. And that reframes the whole goal, doesn't it? So much of this fixing isn't really about genuine growth at all. It's about getting control. We try to control our emotions, control the outcomes of situations, control how other people see us. All of it is just an attempt to get rid of unpredictability and to avoid feeling vulnerable. And right at the heart of it all, there's this subtle but really powerful fear. The fear that if we just stand still, even for a second, we're gonna get left behind. Suddenly, rest starts to feel like laziness, and accepting ourselves for who we are feels like we're giving up. But here's the thing, this constant pushing, this constant striving, it has a hidden cost. When our attempts to grow are actually fueled by self-rejection and by fear, it can quietly turn into a kind of violence against ourselves. This quote just hits the nail on the head. I mean, imagine trying to live your life with a harsh critic watching every single move you make, judging every little mistake. Well, that's exactly what continuous self-surveillance does to us. There's no way you can truly flourish when you're constantly policing yourself. And here's what that actually looks like day to day. We force ourselves to suppress what we really feel, we ignore our body when it's screaming for rest, we push past our natural limits, and we measure ourselves against these impossible, perfectly curated standards we see online. The really crucial point here is, this isn't evolution. This is self-coercion. So, if forcing ourselves to change doesn't actually work, what does? Well, this brings us to a really interesting paradox. Real, lasting change seems to only begin when that frantic effort to fix ourselves finally stops. Just look at these two paths. On one side, you've got fixing. It's all about force, suppression, coercion. And on the other side, you have healing, which is all about creating safety, allowing for softening, and integrating our experiences. They're just fundamentally different energies, aren't they? Think about it like this. How does a cut on your hand heal? You don't poke at it or force it to close faster. No, you clean it, you protect it, you give it the safe conditions it needs to mend itself. Well, our minds and our emotions work the exact same way. Real healing can only happen when we feel safe, not when we feel threatened. So what would it even look like to step off this treadmill, this constant self-improvement hamster wheel? It really means shifting from a mindset of fixing to one of simply allowing ourselves to just exist without that constant judgment. And this, right here, is the huge reframe. The old view says you're broken and you need to be corrected. But the new view suggests that you're not broken at all. You're simply unfinished. And that's by design. So growth isn't about correcting some flaw. It's about the natural unfolding of who you already are. And this is probably the single most important takeaway from all of this. The goal was never to erase yourself and become some other idealized person. The real goal is to create enough space and safety for the person you already are to fully emerge, to simply breathe. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a few questions.
You don't have to answer them, just see what comes up for you. What part of you is just so tired from all this becoming?
What do you think would happen if you just put down the tools, stopped trying to fix every little thing you perceive as a flaw, and just started trusting the process, trusting yourself? And finally, what if growth could actually be gentle? What if it didn't require you to be at war with yourself all the time? What if it felt less like a battle and more like coming home?